The AFP's Western Command said that the Chinese Coast Guard took by force an unidentified floating object that was retrieved along Pag-asa Island. Westcom said that a team from Naval Station Emilio Liwanag retrieved the object, but the Chinese Coast Guard was able to take it from them. The item is suspected to be debris from a Chinese rocket. So far, no one was reported hurt from the incident. Westcom said it is up to the National Task Force on the West Philippine Sea whether to file a protest on the matter.
Still with us to talk about this unidentified object taken by force by the Chinese Coast Guard, it's Professor Renato De Castro. Professor De Castro, welcome once again. Sir, habang hindi pa po malinaw kung ano ba itong bagay na to na pinag-agawan, this reminds us that there will constantly be these repeated and different incidents, constantly reminding us that there is tension in our territory and right outside our territory in the disputed waters of the South China Sea. How will all of these affect everything that President Marcos has been trying to develop and to stabilize between China and, for that matter, the United States?
Well, I don't think we have the entire picture here. No, information are still coming in, so we simply don't see, the whole picture. So I don't want to comment on this matter unless, of course, we have more information coming in. Probably this is an incident that happened at the tactical level. So I don't think we have to give that much significance at this point in time. So I think the best option is just let's wait till more information comes in.
That's fair enough. And as we said, tactical level yan, we don't know. But in the big picture, nabanggit din ni President Marcos, Vice President Kamala Harris making a trip to Palawan. They were laughing about it, that basically she was saying, it is not just about a vacation. But a lot of people are, of course, speculating and inevitably asking about the prospects of reopening bases in the Philippines, or for, at the very least, basing rights for U.S. forces. How will that come into play?
I don't think, I guess you're talking about the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement that will not provide for bases. Bases would entail, of course, permanent positioning of foreign forces. That I don't think will happen. Because what we will have would be EDCA sites. EDCA sites are bilateral arrangements. You will have probably Americans constructing certain facilities that will be of dual use for the armed forces of the Philippines and, of course, the armed forces of the United States. But after, of course, the agreement expires, those facilities will, of course, be, become property of the armed forces of the Philippines. So I still remember the presence of two large American bases prior, of course, to November 1992. We won't have that same arrangement here because the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement is totally different from the 1947 Military Bases Agreement, which, of course, provides for permanent U.S. military presence in the Philippines. Of course, permanent meaning that, after the Second World War, up to, of course, the last U.S. Marine left Subic Naval Base in November 1992.
Sir, let's talk about the visit of Vice President Kamala Harris to Palawan, like what Robbie mentioned earlier. Do you see this, yung possibility of creating tension, considering that Palawan is the nearest province to the disputed area?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, the situation is already tense. What more can we add? Well, you're just across the Palawan, you have artificial islands created by the Chinese and militarized by the Chinese. And one of them, of course, is Mischief Reef that the Chinese occupied in 1996. And of course, at that time, they just put wooden structures and assured the Philippines that those wooden structures would be shelters for both Filipino and Chinese fishermen. Now, of course, they are considered as China's Pearl Harbor in the West Philippine Sea and the South China Sea. So it's not us that has created the tension. The Chinese military expansion has basically generated this tension.
Okay, maraming salamat po for your time and insights. Professor Renato De Castro, International Affairs Analyst from De La Salle University.